And welcome back to What If, the second What If in the week of What Ifs this week. And it's a doubleheader. Marcus Kane, you get 2 whole videos to yourself this week. Now, I'm pretty sure someone else had given me the suggestion for what if Ben 10 was in the MCU, but I don't recall, I couldn't find it in the book. I have so many suggestions. It's such a long list. Even if it is in there, I may have overlooked it. But yeah, as far as I could tell, as far as I could find, Marcus was the only one. So with that said, the question is, what if Ben 10 was in the MCU? Now, the Ben 10 universe is very interesting. I do know that they did branch it off into a comic series that I think, and don't quote me on this, is owned or created by Dark Horse, or Action Comics or Image Comics, one of those. But unfortunately, Ben 10's one of those characters and worlds that isn't tied to anything else. So to throw Ben 10 into a universe, you kind of have to adjust some perspectives. So what if Ben 10 was in the MCU? First off, where does Ben 10 show up, say, in the MCU timeline? Well, I would say he is probably before the second Avengers. He's in between first Avengers and second Avengers. That's where I think Ben 10 shows up. I think he kind of gets brought into the fray somewhere around there. Now, how does Ben 10 work in this universe? Well, we know there's plenty of alien races. Obviously, he has his watch and the Omnitrix. We're using young kid Ben 10 in this because I think this actually makes for a more interesting story. By the by, I'd be completely down for a legitimate live-action Ben 10 movie with proper budget, proper effects, acting, all that. Not those made-for-TV ones, Secret of the Omnitrix, not Secret of the the one with Eon, and then the one with the nanites aliens. I can't remember exactly which ones those were. But yeah, those just weren't that good. So yeah, I'd be totally down for them actually doing a legitimate movie. But yeah, so first up, Ben will get his own movie. Things happen in the movie. He beats the bad guy, whatever. But I could imagine the plumbers in this universe being a sect version of S.H.I.E.L.D. The S.H.I.E.L.D. and the plumbers being the same thing. And ultimately, it's, they approach, Max Tennyson. Max Tennyson might be sitting at a bar with his kid while his grandkids are busy, doing their thing, messing around. He smiles and say, you're looking pretty good, Max. He's like, I could say the same for you, Nicholas. What do you want? Say, it's about your boy over there. It's about your kid, about your grandson over there. Nice kid. Nice kid from what I can tell. He's got quite the potential, doesn't he? I know what you're thinking, Fury. There's no way you're roping him in that circus. He's already roped into the circus, Max. It's just a matter of whether he wants to be the clown or the ringleader. It's like, we both know he wouldn't be a ringleader. Well, maybe he can sell for the beer lady. So I can see that kind of interaction, definitely. Max got out of the plumber, or former plumber got out of S.H.I.E.L.D. And yeah, they just keep an eye on Ben. So where does Ben 10 show back up in the Marvel Universe at this point? I do think he shows up in the MCU. The reason for that is, at the party, Ben's probably basically Max and Ben and Gwen are both there, and they're being introduced to the Avengers and all that. There's the whole idea of hi, Max, a former member of S.H.I.E.L.D., Plumber's Division. It's like, you were. She always like, oh, Plumber, that's great. Well, that's great and all, but we have the most sophisticated plumbing around. Say, come on, Mr. Stark. If you really did steal information from the database, like Nick said, or Fury said, you know exactly who I'm talking. You know exactly what the plumbers are. I am, and normally I was dubious when I saw that, but after New York, I'm more inclined to hear you out. What improvisation? Well, my Fury is suggesting my son join your ranks. Personally, I think he's a little young for this. Come on, Grandpa, these guys are the Avengers. Well, so what can you do, kid? Oh, you really want a demonstration, Mr. Stark? Awesome. Like, wait, we're not in here. And then he turns into, wild. It's like, oh, good Lord. It's like, all right, Ben, you turned into Wild Nut. It's like, oh, that's impressive. Who's like, can this kid not talk like this? Well, he can talk when he's in other forms. He can transform into over 10 different species of aliens. 10, huh? Yeah, each with their own unique abilities. Now, Ben, just chill out and try not to, break anything while your life is, while much, but he just kind of sits like a delphine, like, pew, boom. It's like, oh, we'll take it under consideration. And so it's kind of like the Peter Parker thing. In this case, it'd be a combination of Ben and Max, and obviously by mention Gwen being part of the Avengers, because obviously, if Tony was too concerned about Peter, there's no way he's going to let Ben on his own join the Avengers. But noting the abilities, it's something they'd at least put under consideration, because this is prior to him meeting Spider-Man, obviously. But they're talking, and they leave before Ultron gets activated. It's like, oh, come on, I thought I did really well. And say, no, you did do well, son, but you still got a lot to learn in life, and these guys are professionals, so these guys are adults. And I was like, oh, come on, look, I could probably be. I could bet I could take. Four-Arms could easily take the Hulk on. Right? Say, of course he could, Ben. Like he's humoring Ben's like, Four-Arms could, by the way, not take the Hulk on. In the only version of the Hulk the Four-Arms could probably take on is Lou Ferrigno. That's it. There's no other version, comic or movie, of the Hulk that Four-Arms could take on. And Four-Arms, in the basic roster of Ben's aliens, is the strongest alien he had, physically speaking. So they continue to basically, Age of Ultron goes roughly the same up until later on, where they're in Sokovia. And as they're dealing with Ultron bots, Ben comes in along with the Rust Bucket, and they're there, and he's like, told you, Avenger member Ben Tennyson, ready for action, or he blasts, ready for action and ready to heat things up, and blast them, and the drones get blasted pretty easy. Obviously, Ultron himself, made of vibranium, it's like made of vibranium. Is a bit more durable than that. So I was like, oh, now who are you? And, he just hacks into the Rust Bucket. He's like, get out of here, Gwen. He's like, interesting. And he's like, now what do you got, kids? Like, oh, you want to fire? You want to heat things up, Chrome Dome? Let's go! And then just blast Ultron. And it does hurt Ultron, but ultimately it doesn't matter. Like in terms of like it blows him back. Like, what are you doing here, kids? Like, we're here to help you out. Pew 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 pew. Oh, crud. This is why, this is one of the reasons we didn't really get in touch with you yet, because it's not something, because that watch of yours has a time limit. It's like, oh, come on. And Ben's just trying, and the Avengers are there, and, Grandpa Max is a blaster, and Gwen's helping out a little bit with the little bit of spells she learns. Like, come on, give me something good. Boom! There's her. Upgrade. It's upgrade. Well, upgrade. Oh man, this is. Wait, and they look at her and say, actually, this is the perfect thing. And it's like, what is that thing? It's like, hell no, and all of a sudden it's using lasers to blast the Ultron bots, but then it actually gets and possesses one of the Ultron bots, and Ultron, because he can possess his own bot, he's technically possessing Ultron while he's in there too. Like, what? What is it? Well, you're gonna stop. Get out of my head. And unfortunately, Upgrade always had trouble possessing sentient. Individual robots with sentience were more difficult to control, and obviously Ultron's programming came from the Mind Stone. So, yeah, I mean, it's still something that he would fight against Ben and ultimately force Ben out. It's like, kid, what the hell is this? Upgrade can possess control of just about any technology, but I guess the robot guy over there is a bit too tough. Of course, he's self-aware. Wait, you said upgrade? Can you upgrade tech? It's like, yeah, what about that? Can you also dismantle things? Because there's two ways I could go with this. I could go with him possessing Tony's suit, which, don't get me wrong, in the Endgame scenario, I'd do that in a heartbeat. Upgrade possessing the Iron Man suit? Are you kidding me? That would be dope. But no, it's like, can you dismantle a giant electronic drill designed to turn something into a meteor? It's like, on it, and then he goes and he starts to dismantle. What the? No! He's like, get out of there! And then Vision, Thor, and Iron Man both throw him, are forcing him back, and ultimately it still ends basically said this with the same, but they are able to actually save Sokovia a bit more effectively. Um, well, no, I take that back. They just kind of dismantled the drill. But upgrade does come. Is like, I don't have much time left, and if I let this go, we're all just gonna plummet straight down to the earth. And they get everyone off, obviously, and ultimately it goes about the same. So Ben would probably be a part of Civil War. The question actually becomes, who would be on their side? Would he be on anyone's side? I mean, would Spider-Man get roped into things because like Tony Stark has been there? Well, he needs as much help as they can get, so I imagine he would still recruit Spider-Man. Unfortunately, with the fight at the New York at the airport, it does go a bit more in Tony's favor. Ben probably goes in like Diamond and says, "Bring it on," and is firing down. But Cap's shield is too strong, so I just cry. He's like, "Oh, crud!" It's like, "Stay down, kid." Wow, this is. I mean, this really sucks, but it's an honor to meet you, sir. It's like, nice to meet you too, kid. And just, boom, stay down. And ultimately, it still goes the same. I think Ben gets a pass because he is a kid. Because like Spider-Man got a pass too, mostly because I think they got him out of there before the authorities came, and Tony probably vouched for him on some level. I think that'd be the same here, where Tony vouched for Ben a little bit. Then you get Infinity War, where Ben and Spider-Man both help. I see Ben helping in Wakanda more than helping like Tony. Per Tony's request, he goes probably to like the Wakanda or something like that. Ben and Grandpa Max and Gwen are probably there helping, though Gwen probably stays and helps Shuri as best she can. Meanwhile, Ben just this is later on to where he's got more aliens. It goes into like what is runs getting ready. He's got his watch after ready. We could argue that Ben maybe has a second movie before this point. So he goes into way big and just starts, bring it on! And he just starts wailing on Thanos' that army. And it's like, wow, that kid's amazing. He's amazing, but he's going to run out of time eventually. And he's going to be stuck outside there alone without anyone to help him. Most of his aliens can keep up with it, but he's going to need a recharge time. And it's like, I got it, One of them goes out to get Ben just as he's about to, it's like, oh crap, and they're about to tear him apart, but War Machine comes in and says, that was pretty gutsy, kid, but don't overdo it. Stand back. You thin the ranks pretty well, but stay back and recharge until your next can help us out again. So, that's what happens. Eventually, they still have to let the shield down, let them in. Ben, though, is able to get another alien, but this time he goes into a different alien than what he asked for. Goes into, I'm going to say, Wildvine, which, frankly, is one of my favorite aliens he had in the original days. He just starts throwing the explosive seeds, stretching, taking out individuals. But ultimately, it's all for naught, as, like many of the others, destined. I do think Ben's destined because it further eliminates the point that the original Avengers were the ones to save the day in the end. So, yes, I do think it's the original Avengers to save the day, and ultimately Ben comes back at the end with the portal scene, like does the L upgrade thing, and fuses it with Tony's suit to help like max it out a bit more. Maybe fuses it with Parker's suit too, max it out a bit more. Ultimately, though, they can't save Tony, and that's kind of where it is. And then Ben 10 movie 3, Ben 10 million, whatever. So ultimately, though, that is my thoughts on this particular what if. What did you think? Put in the comments below, let me know. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll be back later with a few other things. I'm actually pre-recording this one first. I've got the Lantern Corps video for tomorrow/today, but I also have recording the 2 videos I did yesterday as well after this. So thanks for watching. See you next time.